Hi, it's Jonathan Pickup. Welcome to my March user group newsletter, and I'd like to thank you for subscribing. We seem to really be developing some momentum now. We're going to talk about 3D modeling. The first thing I wanted to talk about is that I often get people say to me, look, I'm going to wait till I got this 2D stuff out of the way and then I'll get into the 3D. But the reality is that Vectorworks creates some of this 3D for you for nothing. Let's look at our layers organization dialog box. Design layers, double click, there's a layer Z and there's a layer delta Z. Now this means if you put in the layer delta Z and the Z height correctly, that you can set up your model, you can set up your building so that as you draw the walls and put in the doors and windows, your building develops as a three-dimensional model, and it'll do this for nothing basically. Let's just go through a little example where I show you what I've done in the notes. So let's call this mod floor 1. So mod floor 1 has a starting height of 0. It has a delta Z height of 2710 plus 210 millimeters, and that's for my floor to ceiling plus my floor thickness for the floor above. So I tend to work from finished floor to finished floor. Okay. Now let's create a new layer. We'll call this mod floor 2. You have to create the layer first, then you can go back and edit its height. So it's going to start at that height, so the Z is the start of the layer. So this start of this layer is sitting on the top of floor 1. Then we can put in its height, the height of this layer 2440 or about 8 feet. Now this means that we can set the walls to always use the layer delta Z height, which means that as you draw walls or copy walls from one layer to another, they will measure the layer delta Z, that's this one here, and they will adjust the height of the walls accordingly. It's a very cool trick. And that's the start of setting up your file to use 3D.